হাই ফ্রেন্ডস, সাবস্ক্রাইব টু অরিজিৎ অফিসিয়াল ইউটিউব চ্যানেল। শেয়ার করুন, লাইক করুন, কমেন্টস করুন, আর অতি অবশ্যই বেল আইকনটা ক্লিক করে দেবেন সব কিছুর নোটিফিকেশন পাওয়ার জন্য। সঙ্গে থাকুন, পাশে থাকুন, দেখতে থাকুন অরিজিৎ অফিসিয়াল ইউটিউব চ্যানেল।
Welcome to the showcase episode featuring Mr. Arjun Sen, a true real-life inspiration whose extraordinary journey has captivated the world through his biopic I Want to Talk. This powerful film, now streaming exclusively on Amazon Prime, brings his remarkable story to life. If you haven't watched the film yet, we highly recommend you do so before diving into this exclusive interview with Mr. Arjun Sen. We asked him a series of thoughtful questions to delve into his remarkable journey. Here are the questions we posed. Could you please introduce yourself?
This is Arjun Sen. I'm a father first, father to Raka. I live in Houston, Texas with my wife Chitra and a cute puppy dog, Yuki.
What would you like to share about your family?
I was born in Kolkata, grew up. My mom still lives there. My daughter Raka, she lives in Phoenix. And my baby brother, Oni, his wife Rachna, an amazing nephew, Agni, there in Mumbai. And Agni, call him Agni Sir, is now starting his education in London. But this is the second side of my family. The first part, what I talked to you about, is the family I was born with. Over the years, my life path has crossed with amazing, fascinating individuals. I have an amazing person in my life who has adopted me as her dad, which means I have a second daughter. I have 6 amazing sisters who have adopted me as their brother. And I have 4 brothers. To me, in life, our paths cross with fascinating, amazing people. What we do, how we grow those relationships, really define our future. One day, if I can pull this off, get everybody together, my family picture really will be a major, big, awesome.
Can you provide insights into your childhood and its influence on you?
I grew up in Kolkata. I used to live in New Alipur, and I used to go to St. Lawrence High School from class 1 to class 12. When I think back, a few memories jump out. First, St. Lawrence. Amazing friends, but the defining moment every day was 12 to 1 lunchtime. 2 minutes before lunchtime, I was the first to dart out of the classroom, to go to the vice principal's office, to get the football. Rain, shine, muddy days never stopped us from getting that 1 hour of footballing. The second amazing moment was again about sports. 4:15 came back from school, and right away we would dart to the street in front. Tatun, Rajon, Jeet, Piklu, Bitlu, amazing friends. We played cricket. And the third was the commitment of Maiji, my grandma. Over 12 years, every day, she waking me up at 4:30, being with me as a tutor, mentor, supporter, cheerleader, and of course, a disciplinarian. It was very powerful.
How has the movie I Want to Talk impacted your life?
So there are three areas or parts to this. One, at the very beginning, when Sujit Sarkar, the director, told me about the movie, or he wants to make the movie, I just could not believe it. Okay. It took me a while to comprehend this whole concept. But it became easier when I understood that this movie is not just about my life. It's about every person in my life who has been there. In a way, I'm like the baton of a relay race. Different runners move it to different phases of life. As long as they don't drop the baton, I'm totally okay. And I go through the whole relay race. And that is the unique part about the movie. There were two things that really hit me. One, in real life, I did not know how things will happen. But in a movie, I knew how things will happen, and that was a huge relief. Second, in real life, there was no second take, third take. Imagine, life would be so cool if a doctor after surgery says, oh, okay, this didn't work. Take two, bring the patient back again, let's start. Life doesn't work that way. So that was very amazing to understand. I always looked at the business world, key performance indicators, and I tried to bring that to the movie world is first weekend, collection, occupancy rate, all these numbers are there. But what I missed totally was the first day after the movie released, I had 30 or 50 new friends requests on Facebook. As I started going through them, I made a call. And my first call was to an architect. I talked to him, his wife, and his mother. 72-year-old mother, called her Mashima, came out of the movie and felt she feels 10 years younger. She was driven to do something more in life. And I've had numerous conversations with strangers who connected with me only because of the movie.
When and how did you meet director Sujit Sarkar?
My interaction with Sujit Sarkar, the director, started on a podcast. He was my guest. I have to be very honest, I was a little nervous, a little worried that I'm talking to the Sujit Sarkar, the famous director. He called me Arjun Sen. I was calling him Sujit Sarkar. But at the end of the podcast, we chose to keep talking. Somehow there was a chemistry, and we continued follow-up conversations. COVID came, there were more conversations, or as Sujit called them, addas. And in the middle of this whole thing, I do not know when the director Sujit Sarkar became a friend to becoming a baby brother.
Could you share nostalgic memories of meeting Abhishek Bachchan in relation to the making of your biopic?
Well, first Sujit told me that he and Abhishek Bachchan have chosen to partner. And that was the point I realized this is not a dream, it is happening. Meeting Abhishek Bachchan, the actor, big screen, I've watched his movies before. I've even been to a concert with my daughter Raka in Atlantic City to watch him, Aishwarya Rai, Amitabh Bachchan perform. I was in awe. And when I got a chance to meet him in person, there were three things that hit me. One is simple authenticity. He's a humble person. From day one, he called me Arjunda, treated me like Arjunda. When my wife Chitra and Chitra's mom, we call her Amma, came to the set, Abhishek, the way he showed respect to Amma really touched Amma's heart. And Amma had made some Indian dessert, mishti. Abhishek right away took the tray and says, Amma has made it only for me and I may share with the rest of you. Now that made Amma smile, one of the biggest smiles ever. The second area is his level of preparedness. I always take pride in preparing for anything I do. Abhishek took the level of preparedness to a higher notch. Not only he was aware of the entire movie and the script, he knew every dialogue, every situation, but he also knew very clearly. And third was a very personal connection and awareness of what I was feeling. He, and I think, and I know for sure, Sujit Sarkar, the director, both of them knew me inside out. With Abhishek, even after the toughest of scenes, he always was aware and had an eye on me to make sure I'm okay.
How did you enter the field of marketing and who inspired you?
But I guess life had other plans for me. There was this fascinating marketing professor called Professor Heikki Rinne. He's originally from Finland. He started pushing me hard about marketing. He started telling me that I have a special talent or a gift. And he wouldn't give up on me. It took him nearly a year for me to start believing maybe he's right. And that opened the world where 3 and 3 is no longer 6. It can be what I want it to be. 3 and 3, nobody specifies and means add. It can be 33. It can be 6, of course. It can be 9. It can be a stronger 3 if you write on top of a 3. Or if you bring 2 3s on opposite directions, it could be an 8. I'll give you 2 quick stories. When I started my first big job as the head of marketing and operations for one of the big pizza chains, I learned that if I do a cheese pull, where somebody bites into the cheese pizza and pulls it slowly, it makes you hungry. And that gets you nearly 2% sales increase. But I wanted to ask a question, and the question was, is every cheese pull the same? I tested every possible man, woman, and child and realized that when a child does a cheese pull, you don't take it seriously. When an actor, male or female, does the cheese pull, you don't even see the cheese pull. But when this man with slightly dark complexions, big eyes, no facial hair, when he does the cheese pull, it becomes nearly 4.2 times stronger.
As a marketer, did your professional experience help you face and overcome your health challenges?
I thought marketing was my profession that will help me make a living. Little did I know that one day marketing will help me live. In the marketing world, I broke everything down by saying every person, every brand enters your life as one of many. One of many means you ignore. From there, they evolved to one of few, which means you notice and you still ignore. When that person or the brand becomes one of one, that means search stops here. Fear of missing out comes in. You must have that. My daughter and my Raka and myself used to go to grocery stores and all the potatoes are there. They don't have names. I can pick any potato. They are one of many. We look at a few, they could be one of few, but we still ignore. One day, Raka sees this potato, which was a perfect heart-shaped potato. She picks it up and says, Baba, I want to have it. I want to take it home. We would have paid more for that potato. She would not even let the store person take the potato to weigh it because my daughter wanted to not lose the potato. So that was playing in my mind as I was seeing my doctors interact with me. My doctors would walk in, pick up the folder, look at and say Arjun Sen, and then go through the treatment, and the moment I'm done, they drop the folder outside and we are done. I realized with my doctors, I am one of many, which means I'm totally ignorable. I wanted to take my marketing to bring it to this world. So I am not ignored by my doctors.
Arjun Sen is a renowned Brand Zen who has guided global brands on their journey to win big. Blaine Hurst, former president and CEO of Panera Bread, once described him as one of the most business intelligent minds in the industry today. What sets Arjun apart is his clarity of thought, his ability to pause and reflect, and his knack for seeing the bigger picture. Over the past 30 years, he has faced and overcome multiple battles with cancer, a testament to his resilience and determination. Let's move on to the next question now. When did you first learn about your health issues?
So it was in September 1996. Life was perfect. Everything was going amazing. I was in one of the big presentations when I started throwing up blood. Then I heard about my laryngeal challenges. And more importantly, the magnitude of challenge. For somebody who till that day did not have any serious medical ailment, to hear things like, I may have less than 100 days to live, I still could not believe how I processed things, how I went through that night, and how life changed in 1 second, just like that.
How did your friends, family, and society respond to your health challenges?
I was in Denver, Colorado. I had a very small support group. Even though I have a very large, caring family in India and around the world, we still were in a very unique phase of life where calls had to be made through calling cards. We used to pay $2 to $3 a minute. And we had to scream, hello, like that's the way we used to make the calls. So communicating to everyone was not easy. But I also learned very quickly that every time I talk to somebody, I have to listen to myself talk about it. And hearing me talk about my health challenges was freaking me out. It was filling me with empathy and sympathy, and I really didn't need that.
Could you describe your relationship with your daughter from her childhood to the present?
Raka has been the biggest blessing in my life. From the time I held her the first time and called her Raka, Mishti Hashi Sen, Mishti Hashi means sweet smile, to the little toddler. When she was 2 years old and I was going on a corporate trip, and I still remember she looking at me and singing, all I want is food in my belly and love in my family. Somehow, somewhere, I was addicted to the corporate world. And I was stealing time from my little baby to put it in the corporate world to move forward. But the most important fact in my life is she did not give up. She pushed hard. And her pushing hard came in the form of asking questions. And when your daughter, with a pure heart, asks you questions, it works as a wake-up call that you cannot ignore. And that has been our journey as we go through. Today, she is very special to me, very dear to me. She also is an amazing friend, in a way, my supervisor, and also my mentor. Anytime there are challenges, it's bizarre how life flips. And I talk to her, she listens very carefully and seriously and gives me advice. They usually work 99 out of 100 times. And the 100th time when it doesn't work, I'm sure because I did not listen to her properly.
As a father, Arjun learned the value of being fully present, a lesson that has defined his growth and perspective. His remarkable life journey inspired the global blockbuster film I Want to Talk. Let's turn our attention to the next question. Do you believe in God and miracles?
God is a very difficult concept. So I want to go straight to the miracles part. And I want to put a few thoughts and facts in front of you and want to ask you, these are not miracles. These don't have divine intervention. How the heck do these things happen? First of all, after my first cancer diagnosis, I had traveled to New York and I had to get $145,000 for treatment, and I was stuck at 130. There was no way to get the remaining 15. When the CEO of my company invited me over to his office, said a prayer and gave me a check for $15,000. I couldn't believe it. It was exactly that amount of money I was short. Every person showing up when I needed them and taking me to the next milestone, that's a miracle. Then about the time when I was running, all I remember is an African American female cop. And I told her, "Ma'am, am I going too fast? I'm sorry if I am." She didn't think I was funny. She initially told me the race is over, move to the sidewalk, and I did not want to. And finally she said, "Fine, if you want to be stubborn, you can have to run behind my car. But if you at any point of time feel that you cannot make it, just bang the car. I'll stop." She even called 8 or 10 people who had just finished the half marathon to come around, and they were around me in a human bubble to cheer me up. When 8 to 10 people cheer you by name, at least for me, I did not feel any pain after that. That's adrenaline.
Which parts of your body are not functioning as they should?
Are you trying to get me into trouble? Why would I throw parts of me which have some trouble some days under the bus? I'm not going there. But I can tell you which part of my body is the ultimate boss. The rest of us have realized that we could go through tough days. But the mind will guide us and take us through. Imagine, tomorrow I could walk into a doctor's office where the doctor may something very serious, very grim about an organ of mine. But this I know for sure. That day, tomorrow, if that happens, hopefully not, I will walk out of my doctor's office with a free mind.
How challenging has it been to manage and compensate for these issues?
I want to stay in a world of what I have. And sometimes I was taking things for granted. I'll give you a very simple example. After the big Bimax surgery that they show in the movie in details, I could not drink water for 8 to 10 days. I used to anxiously wait. One day I will be able to drink water. That moment helped me appreciate a very simple thing, the pleasure of drinking water. So after I could drink water, I drank a lot of water. And even today, if somebody offers me water, I always accept it. I don't want to take it for granted.
Having undergone multiple surgeries, how did you handle the mental challenges that came with each one?
Life was very kind. Life did not put 10, 15 challenges together. Just like running a hurdles race, one hurdle at a time, then the next. The only difference is, unlike 110 meters hurdles, in life, the hurdles, the height starts increasing. There was a process, not a plan. Go into it with a mindset. Mindset that I have a purpose. I want to be there for my daughter's wedding. Have positive intent and put best effort. And to put best effort, that is where unquit comes in. Because once I put the best effort, I have reached the state of unquit, which means zero regret. We are human beings. We don't control results, but we control whether we will feel regret later about effort or we don't. That is karma to me. And that is what I talk about in the book a lot about. There are 3 steps. One is appreciate. Appreciate is very important because once I appreciate, I realize in the toughest of situations, I'm not alone. Second is prepare. Prepare gets the mind agile, ready to look at opportunities. And third is celebrate. Celebration happens every moment on my terms. Right now, I'm talking to you, I want to celebrate. Night before surgeries, I would just be in a very unique space. On one side, I would look at myself by saying, I have prepared the best I could. Pat on the back.
As a talkative person who asks many questions, do you think this trait contributed to your mental strength and resilience?
Absolutely. Talking deflects. It allows me to put attention away from me. One of the things what I've noticed is that in any situation, I'm surrounded by very smart people. If I talk, if I ask questions, it changes the environment. It puts people at ease to participate and feel invited. I also feel this whole urge of constantly talking means I need content. And for that, I always try to keep my mind energized. There's a street in our neighborhood called War Street. And in Hindi, Wa means celebrate. So every time we would cross, my wife gets very irritated. I would say, Wa, 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 celebrate. Raka and myself, we have this amazing game between us. We have given each other code names. She's Akar and I'm Nurja. It's Arjun backwards and Raka backwards. Constantly putting these things, concepts in front, really helps keep the mind alert. It gives me more random things to talk about.
As an inspiration to many, what message would you like to share with others facing similar challenges?
Number one, there's nothing called average. I'm not an average person. And the movie hits that very hard over and over. Second, when you face adversity and you're close to adversity, it doesn't matter whether it is 7 feet tall or 500 feet or Mount Everest. It sounds daunting, looks daunting. And at that point of time, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to accept that the headwind that's hitting you is coming at you very hard. Think, if you can find just the energy to do a little U-turn, that headwind which was in your face now becomes behind you. Now you will have the most amazing tailwind that cannot stop you. The third thing I really want to push people is stay in the real world. Don't kid yourself that tomorrow will be easy. Again, I put that in the book, I've talked about in the movie, is pain is a promise life always keeps. Tomorrow could be worse than today. That does not mean when we get to tomorrow, we give up. Because not giving up is in our DNA.
Has living outside India provided you with better access to medical facilities?
I respect the medical system in India. To me, being in the US, I've got used to the processes and the systems here. But I still have 5 doctors in India, 2 from AIMS, 2 from JIPMER, 1 from CMC, Kolkata, who are my individual advisors.
If you had faced the same challenges while living in India, how do you think the experience might have differed?
India is all about caring, all about community. So I really think in India, my support system and a network would have been much bigger. And because it would have been a bigger network, which means everybody would have been more involved in my life, there would have been more questions, and it would have been very tough to live in denial. So it would have been a different journey.
What message would you like to convey to director Sujit Sircar for making your biopic?
Now, first and foremost, I want to thank Sujit for coming into my life, being a friend, and being a big brother. Second, I want to thank Sujit for showing me his creative genius and how he synthesized, processed a 40+ year story and put it on 2 hours. And in that process, many a time movies are made to entertain. A few movies are made to make us feel good. Creating this one-of-a-kind, one-of-one movie that makes people be inspired to live better. And me having one of the best seats in the house to see that happen, simply priceless.
Is there anything you'd like to say to Abhishek Bachchan, especially considering he portrayed you in the film?
Now, I want to thank Abhishek one more time. The day the movie released, I got a text message from Abhishek Bachchan at 5:30 my time, thanking me with amazing humility. Knowing him, I also knew that he waited to send the text at 5:30 in the morning, knowing I get up at 5:30. So he didn't want to wake me up, but he also wanted to be the first person to send me the message on that day. That put an amazing smile on my face. I really want to wish Abhishek an amazing life ahead, that he can continue to be Abhishek and not anybody else. Enjoy every moment, and I'll be always his fan and cheerleader.
His biopic I Want to Talk has garnered numerous positive reviews from various film industry professionals and viewers. Now let's delve into the next question. What are 3 dreams you hope to achieve in the coming days?
Really? You want me to have 3 dreams? I live life one day at a time. I had to think about 3 things to go after. The journey would get very complicated. I just have one dream. My dream is one day, one moment, 1 minute, 1 second at a time. I want to get to the next minute. I want to get to the next second, next day, with a smile. Yes, there's a long-term goal. Yes, I count my days. Yes, I want to get to my daughter's wedding.
Life hasn't always been smooth for Arjun. He was soaring high when everything took a dramatic turn. Adversities mounted, and there were moments when giving up felt inevitable. But just when all seemed lost, incredible individuals, his sherpas, appeared to guide him to the next milestone. Their support reminded him he was never alone. Today, Arjun's life is shaped by these relationships, his personal struggles, and his professional journey. What began as a career in marketing evolved into something much deeper, a superpower that helped him market himself to doctors, becoming their number 1 patient, ultimately saving his life. Moving forward, here's the next question. Lastly, what message would you like to share with your daughter?
Having Raka in my life has been a fascinating journey. This is my message to you, Raka. I love you. You have been the biggest blessing in my life. Biggest. Maybe top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blessings are you. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for always helping me evolve and grow. Thank you for being little cute Mishti Arjun Sen. The cute smile. And thank you for having an amazing sense of humor. If I'm funny, you're funnier. If I'm funny, you're funnier. Yes, I said that. Love you.
The journey doesn't end here. Rather, a new chapter of his life begins. Watch the film I Want to Talk exclusively on Amazon Prime.